everybody. Welcome. I have to make sure my voice is active every time. I'm paranoid about it now because of how many times I've transitioned over and I'm muted the whole time. But anyways, welcome to episode 10 of Tales of Diademia. I am here with these lovely people, as you can see. And it's kind of a short party if you don't if you do the math correct. But yes, doing a bit of a recap as we almost got too deep in the woods a few moments ago. No, backstage chatter. Anyways, in our last episode, we found a doll ray at the library, and she ended up searching for information about who this Queen Midna was. With the help of Vladimir, he ended up giving her the Book of Black, which was a very bad book, as we all come to the conclusion of. We don't open books that require blood to open. Lesson learned. But basically, not wanting anything bad to happen within Tahale, Adalre took the book with her outside of the city. Her and Vladimir ended up going into a woodland clearing, to which she offered her blood, just a prick. That's all you need, just a tip. And she was sucked into the book and her vanished. Fast forward to the morning where Dargo and the others are catching up. They come to the conclusion that the princess isn't there yet, and then things get a bit complicated because Vladimir ends up showing up with a very unconscious princess in his hands, and very many fingers and fangs are pointed at said prisoner that's supposed to be not out and about. Yeah, it was very interesting. They brought Adalre, unconscious Adalre, to Zotair. Had words with him as well because his security is lax, while Dargo and Artis went to the library to try and investigate more information about why exactly the whole thing happened. They were accompanied by Genevieve, and after Artis unsuccessfully tried to break into the restricted section, him and Genevieve had some words, confrontation, things of that nature. Basically, he got really sassy really quick, and she put him in his place. Dargo apologized for his teammates, off the cuff type of, response, and they all proceeded to make their way back to Zotair, where where Fang ended up getting in contact with Akris, and the two of them mind linked and went inside of Adalre's mind, and they were finding that time had been progressing a lot different than what they would suggest. The Book of Black has been putting Adalre through the hoops, as they say. Basically, she's been fighting for an indefinite period of time, and there's been a lot of different ruses and things of that nature to try and get the wool all over her eyes. I don't know how to put that. But basically, it took Fang a bit to convince her that he was actually the real Fang, and then it didn't help out that he started tripping balls when he started seeing Hope, who wasn't there, and then other Hopes who also weren't there. And then, to make matters even more complicated, they ended up finding this light source, which they followed and found out that Oam was on the receiving end, and he assisted Adalre with finding out how to get out of this book by obtaining information based on why she wanted to come into the book in the first place. To which she pretty much got brain dumped all of Queen Midna's information into her mind noggin, which she found out from that. Basically, Queen Midna's not a nice lady. And after that, they were able to get out of the book, get back into their own mind bodies, and then they all had another confrontation with Genevieve, who pretty much said they all sucked, and that they should quit dividing their party, more or less. To which they all flippantly left, aside from Dargo, and began to divide the party. It's great because they're adults. They make great decisions. Anyways, they ended up coming into Adalre went back to the library, to which she found out that Oum might have the artifact of importance. Basically, the artifact that Falamir had that Oum took from her was one that allows him to more or less become in tune with all types of magical artifacts throughout the entire plane of existence. It can be a bit taxing. But Adalre came to the conclusion that in order to defeat Queen Midna, they may have to collect all of the artifacts that Vladimir made back in the day, when he used to harvest his brother and sister's bones and make some shitty freaking, well, not shitty, they're very cool artifacts, but they're made from dead dragons. So by collecting these different artifacts, Adare believes they might have a fighting chance to go up and contest against Queen Midna. To that conclusion, Falamir ends up coming back to the tavern to inform Adalre that she's still working on this list to figure out which one of those artifacts were in fact of importance. But she does believe there's at least 12 out there, one being the one that Oum has currently. From that point, she requests aid to go to Vagrant City, to which Akris and Fang end up accompanying her. So they depart. And the team also sees that Artis and Genevieve are having a conversation off in the distance, and they too soon depart. So the team's kind of divided, to say the least. And to make matters worse, I don't know if it's worse, but they go to Zotair to inform him that they need to, is it find out information about Oum, or I forget why they needed to go back to Fort Demon's Creek, but
we're gonna go to Calamar's shop.
Yeah, we were gonna
yes,
drop
they
off our
need
magic
to
items.
arrive at Calamar's shop to drop off their magic items, because somebody in the party, was it Dargo? Somebody in the party was like, if Oum can see if Oum can see all the magic items in possession, then he probably knows that they're coming for him. So they need to go to Calamar's shop in order to drop off any magic items of question, and hopefully come up with a plan to strike at Oum while he's least expecting it. So they arrive at Zotair, they go on teleportation portal, arrive in Fort Demon's Creek thanks to the aid of Adalre, who is able to lessen the psychic damage of transporting yourself from one location to another so frequently. And they arrive and they see this very anxious looking gnome person kind of approach them. And that is where we are at currently all caught up. Adalre, Dargo, what would you like to do?
So we arrive and we see this gnome person come towards us. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Adare kind of looks at him and bows slightly. Pardon. We're here looking for a well, I guess another spell circle. Do you know where one might be around in this location? Unless you know where it is, Dargo.
I do not. Neither of the two told me how they knew how to get there.
And Orgy's being very quiet off in the corner, just like looking. Oh, you need me?
So would I know where these spell circles are?
Roll a history check. Based on just being at the fort, you've seen a couple of guys talk about people essentially walking out of walls as of late. When the rest of you try to go into that area, you just meet wall, so people haven't really thought too much of it, but they do know that the people that walked out of the walls have been working with Zotair and things of that nature, so it didn't strike too much of alarm, although their security clauses are a little bit like, if people can walk out of walls, what else can they do here? Like, does the enemy have the ability to walk out of walls? So you don't know where, you just know like the general vicinity of like where that whole shabla is.
The dwarf looks at you and it's like, yes. I know exactly where they're at.
Would you care to lead us there, please?
Oh. He kind of looks around, does a slow circle. Sure. It's this way. And he takes off in a random direction.
Adara just looks at Dargo and just all right. And yep. Adara kind of yep.
As you two start to follow after this gnome person, you also can see that Orgy's just like lax walking in that direction.
So why do you want a teleportation circle?
There's someone we need to talk to.
Why don't you just send a message?
It's a little bit more complex than that.
Not if you use the right words. I'm trying to look around as best I can to figure out where this thing is without looking like I'm lost.
So roll a performance check.
Oh, great. I'm so good at this.
I'm so good at these. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
3.
Oh, no! So you watch as you're following this gnome and he leads you like around this corner and the two of you are like, okay, it's just over here. And you turn and it's like a complete dead end, just like bare wall of the fort. And you see him like stand there for a second and then like start walking back in the direction that you two are at, and then making a hard left and keeping his pace going down.
Are you sure you know where you're going?
Do we ever know where we're going? First, you have to make wrong turns to get to the right one.
That's how that works.
So I rolled a 9 for insight. So Adar is just like, Darga, I think he knows where he's going. He has
Have
been
much
here
of
at
a
the fort
choice.
longer than we have.
Lead on, sir.
He's going on.
Another wrong turn or two, and a couple minutes pass, and you all arrive into this area of the fort that has a lot of people kind of working on like blacksmithing things, like leatherworking things. It's a lot of different little huts and areas pitched in this particular region that you're at. He walks through the group of people working, and you all see this very large space, kind of like there should be something here, but there's not anything here. And then surrounded that space is just these walls to the fort, kind of just big lot that's not occupied.
So I got a 17 for an Arcana check.
Okay.
Can Adari sense anything coming from that space?
Okay, with that, you are able to sense a bit of arcane energy coming off of this lot area. By your eyes, the way you're able to kind of perceive arcana in its natural form, just like naturally, you do see that there's supposed to be something there. You're not sure what, but it's definitely something that's supposed to be there.
Adari's gonna touch the wall, I guess.
Okay. You touch the wall. You feel the energy in the wall. However, you also feel that it's very much this part of the fort. Just allocate it to something else.
So we weren't informed on how to activate this portal, were we?
Orgy just kind of like looks at you and he's like, well, yeah, you walk through, obviously. And he just walks through the lot space and vanishes on the other side. Not informing you any way of how to do that. And he kind of even vanishes before he gets to your point because you're by the wall, Adalre. And he vanishes like as soon as he walks into that lot area, that open space.
Adari's gonna try to walk through the space.
Okay, make a... Arcana check, another one.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, as you come back to like recenter yourself and focus, you kind of see like a little slit in the area as if it's like a veil revealing something else behind it. And through that slit, almost like the waft from Orgy going through, so it like peeks the curtain, you can see what appears to be like a magical shop of some sort before the slits kind of like embed and close back into each other.
Okay. Adari's gonna like stick her hand through and kind of like pull the curtain apart.
And as you do that, uh, you kind of like breach the veil, um, and you all, Bombast or Dargo and the gnome, would be able to see into this area as well from your position.
And Adara looks over to Dargo. Coming along?
I'm not sticking around here with this nuts.
Bombast just walks through.
You, Aldari, you watch as this gnome just like, as you part the curtain, just.
Guess we're stuck with him. Let's get going.
Right. And she walks through.
Okay.
Darko follows.
As you enter, you both see a very frantic satyr just like running around the shop. Orgy's kind of like off shining his Godslayer weapon or whatnot, not bothered by anything going on. And the satyr just kind of like trots up to the group of you, sees you, the gnome. Who are you people?
I'm Bombast.
Bombast. I'm Mirror. I am in a state. We'll go with a state.
A state of what?
Panic. Pure panic.
What are you panicking from?
The shop owner is not here.
Are you saying Calamar's not here?
Yes.
Where did he go?
He didn't go anywhere. He was taken. Hence the panic on my face.
Taken by whom?
Of course.
They had like tentacle squiddy faces and like they looked wet and kind of.
Would
gross.
she kind of know what he's talking about based on the description?
Make a history check. Anybody.
That's a 9.
Okay.
I guess she doesn't know what they
18.
are.
Okay. Bombast, this is what you're good at.
Got a natural 1
Oh no.
for a total of 6.
Dargo, my boy. By that description, being that you're from the Triperian Empire, you would know a bit about mind flayers, about illithids and things of that nature. You do know that they're usually in like the higher courts, and they don't really associate with the other general workers populace within Triperian. Kind of like an inside job sort of thing. But mind flayers, no bueno. They're powerful psychic-based creatures, entities that, for the general sense of things, which also kind of like adds to your list of reasons why you left Triperian overall, not good. Not good. And by this description, you kind of think it might be mind flayers.
Squid
I would just.
faced, you say?
Sounds like mind flayers.
I'm unfamiliar with the term.
Also considered lithids. They're used in Triperian's high courts. It's one of the reasons I left. This is not good news.
Well, then what would these mind flayers want with Calamar?
They didn't really say. You know, they didn't leave like a descript of why they were abducting my shopkeep owner.
So you wouldn't know why then?
No. But can you
Did you
help?
ask?
Did I ask him? Well, no, they just showed up, and then they took him, and then they disappeared. And here we are.
Do you know
This is-
how they showed up?
Well, it appears that everybody has access to this really secret shop nowadays, so I couldn't tell you.
Where did they show up then?
Oh, like right here, right where you're standing. Just poof. Like bam. They didn't walk through
They're
the
a
door like you guys
specific-
did. Which, thank you for that.
Is there a specific wall, general area?
Nope, just this general vicinity, just beep. You know, this is the second time that's happened. There was a giant spider lady that showed up, and she was not very nice. And she started showing up and, like, messing up the whole place. And then Calamar's like, get out of my shop. And she's like, I don't want to get out of my shop. And then blah, 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 blah. And then it was like, okay.
So how can we help Calamar?
Oh,
Largo just chuckles at that statement when he's all talking about it. Because he knows what he's referring to.
how? I don't know. Okay, so I'll just be frank. I'm an apprentice. He's teaching me all the magic things and things of that nature, and I'm trying to make sure this shop doesn't go under tow while he's away.
Largo
Right.
looks over at Adalre. Are you able, it's probably far-fetched, to sense specific magics? You just sense all magic.
I can certainly try, but I don't know what exactly I'm looking for in regards to that.
I don't know, something they use to get in here. Much how you found this place. It's probably a long shot, I know.
Adalre is going to try to sense any, like, arcana energy, but something she hasn't felt before. Considering she doesn't know what a mind flare is, maybe they might have a different
Pitch.
arcana. Yeah.
Okay. Roll a investigation check to start.
17.
Okay. Roll a arcana check.
18.
Okay. And roll a survival check.
4. Damn it, I was doing so good.
I was waiting for it. I was like, I'm gonna pick the worst one to last. So you can sense that there is something a bit off within your space in this area that you all are standing in, Adalre. Through your investigation, it kind of checks out. You almost get like a kind of psychometry sense in that there used to be some other presence in this particular area that you all are standing at. And through that arcana identification, you're able to determine that the pitch, more or less, of this arcane energy is something unlike anything that you've ever come across, which is kind of also in a way why it stands out so much. But because of this, you're not able to determine exactly where it disappears or where it took Calamar in question, because it kind of like cuts off like abruptly, and it's almost as if something was here and you blink and it's like gone, but you knew it was there like a moment ago.
Well, I definitely sense something, but I can't quite trace it. I can't track it. As soon as I sensed it, it was gone.
Would Dargo know anything about it, perchance? Like maybe just whispers or something of how the mind flares like, travel or work?
Roll a history check to start.
17.
Okay, then roll a Survival check.
10.
Okay. And then finally roll another. Actually, do a perception check.
It's that one.
um. Actually, you see like Mirror kind of like see that you're doing what you're doing, and he wavers his hand a little bit. Roll the perception check again.
3.
Can I help him?
Adalre, roll a perception check.
16.
So through your prior knowledge and trying to further assist with figuring out where the course of these elliptids might have gone, you're able to find small traces of like this very thin layer of kind of like clear mucus just here and there.
That's nasty.
Just small traces.
Who finds this? Me or Dalre?
You, and then with Adalre helping you, she kind of like points out a couple of.
What is that?
Bombast's just gonna walk up to it, take his finger, wipe it, and put it on his tongue and taste it.
Make a intelligence saving throw.
Is it magic?
What?
Is it against magic?
It's against residual body juice.
That's nasty.
Why does that? Would Dargo know anything on the slime, where it came from or whatever? Or
14.
you just know it's from the illithids?
You would probably, you've seen like similar mucus trails back in Triperion, so you would think it's from illithid specific. And then Bombast, roll that with advantage just to cover all your grounds.
25.
Okay. So you take it, you put your finger in it, and you put it in your mouth. And your mind just kind of like opens up a little bit. And even though you can sense that Adalre and Dargo and Orgy and Mirror are all in that space, it's like your mind just took a trip somewhere else real quick. And you see, or you perceive this illithid ship, and on it, you can see various illithids, mind flayers, moving about the ship. And at the last brief moment, you kind of see Calamar, which is this red tiefling, in this container of sorts. And then your vision kind of like shrinks back, and you're looking at a bunch of people staring at you for putting.
Whoa! What a rush!
That's disgusting. They secrete that.
Why would you do that?
Seemed like a good idea at the time. By the way, I saw Calamar.
You
Okay.
did?
Yeah. He's gonna wipe up some more on his finger and then hold it out to the other two.
Hell no. Get that shit away from me.
I'm good, thank you.
Well, okay, but he's on his ship.
A ship? What kind of ship? Like a
Is it flying?
sailboat ship or is it an airship?
It's a big squid person ship. I didn't get too much of a vision. It was kind of.
Do you know what
Quick.
he's talking about, Dargo?
Would I know? Would I know what type of ship they generally the lithids travel by?
Yeah, you would.
Would I know?
So,
Roll a history check.
Oh, God damn it. 14.
Okay. Being from the city of Scion, Bombast, you would know that Elithid ships are usually
Out of
They-
character, I know.
they accompany like larger Triperian fleet ships. Typically they're more there as intimidating forces. They don't really attack or anything of that nature, but you have seen different descripts of these ships in various wartime periods for Triperian against the Uvain people.
So Bombast will basically, tell Adara and Dargo. It's their normal type. It's usually kind of like snail-looking things with a bunch of tentacle-looking people on it. But the tiefling's in a box. What's in the box? A tiefling. I just don't know where the ship's at.
well, it's like we have a ship to find.
Is there a reason you all are looking for Calamar in the first place?
Yes. We have discovered that Owen, who is another part or soul or personality of our companion Mio, has taken a artifact that can see any and all other artifacts. So our plan was to stash the ones we have now with Calamar in his shop so that he would not be able to track us through them. But it might not be the safest option anymore, clearly.
And he's
You
kinda,
have
like, looking at you.
artifacts?
Did you say Owen?
Yes.
Yes.
Tall man. Well, taller than me. Doesn't smile much.
Yes.
Ah.
Why?
He used to be Calamar's first apprentice before I got hired.
Wonderful.
Of course.
All right. Well, I don't think leaving our items here is safe.
Well, yeah,
Agreed.
I wouldn't think so. Unless you use the box that can't be opened.
Box that
How
can't
would
be
we
opened? How would you,
use
if
it?
it can't be opened, then how would you open it?
Okay, chill out, lady. I'm just telling you what the box name is. It's a box that can't be opened. I don't know how else you would describe a box that you cannot open.
I understand, but if it cannot be opened, then how would we put our things in it?
Just put your stuff in the box.
But you just said it can't be opened.
Yeah, you can't open it.
Okay. Then how do you retrieve our items from the box?
Well, that one's tricky. The only person that can take the item back out is the person that put it in there in the first place. But they can't open the box, so they essentially just retrieve what they put in the box.
Can Adalray comprehend what he's saying right now?
Okay, let me show you, because that's
Sounds
a lot
like
easier
magic.
than explaining it. So he like starts to walk through the shop, like moving through past large images of different places throughout Diademia, going through like these pots and other embroidered items, magical things, moving all about very quickly. And he leads you all to this very ornate box that's just kind of like sat in its position. There's small traces of cobwebs. And he's like, don't tell Calamar that there's cobwebs on there. I'm supposed to clean that. You know. But I got distracted. But yeah, here's the box.
Okay, can you
And?
show us how it works?
Oh yes, of course. And he grabs his dagger, and he like goes over to it, and he's like, okay. And then the dagger vanishes. It's in the box.
So we just walk over to the box, go, and it disappears.
No, you have to want the item to be in the box.
Adalre pulls out her rapier and steps forward towards the box, and she wishes for it to be in the box.
Make a Arcana check.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, you feel the sense of the item in question disappear, like the weight of it vanish in your hand. And you also sense in this box, even though you don't know how to open it, that item is kind of nestled in there.
How peculiar. It says what the satyr says. If you wish for it to be in the box, it'll go in the box.
What did you put in there? That freaking nice sword?
Okay.
Yes, it is magical.
Hold on. Mirror, remove her sword.
Yes, I am not on the wall. Huh? What did you say?
Remove her sword.
I can't.
Show me. I want to see.
Well, let me try and open the box. And he tries to open the box. He jiggles on the lock. He shakes it a bit. Nope, can't do it.
Can you will it out? Same way you put it in? Yours?
No, I don't have the will. I don't even know what she did to get it in there in the first place.
Dargo just throws his hands up like, all right, whatever.
I mean, can you get her sword out?
We're wasting time. And she kind of like takes all of her magical items and puts them in the box. And then steps away.
Is that all you
So is
wanted
it-
to do?
Just like a bag of holding, but it's a cube.
It's like a bag of holding with a lock.
Oh.
This keeps people that come across the box from being able to take what's in the box if it's not theirs.
How many things can you put in the box?
I don't know. I never tried maxing it out.
Your
What
name
happens if you
was-
do?
Your name was Mira, correct?
Yes.
Would Calamar just have a regular rapier just lying around that I could borrow until we get back?
Well, possibly. Can I get all of your names? I feel like I should ask this before I just, told you everything but I was a little bit stressed. So, if you walked in, you probably know the cat guy out there. He's a bit grumpy. And, there was
Orgy.
another, Orgy. And there was another elf guy that,
Artist.
there we go. You guys are good at names. I still don't know, aside from you, Bombast, what your names are.
My apologies. I am Adalre. It is nice to meet you.
I am Dargo, though it seems you'll forget it once we leave.
I would never. Okay, what did he say? Oh, right. There was a question somewhere around there. I just diverted the whole conversation.
Yes, a regular rapier.
Oh, there we go. Okay, just had to make sure you weren't a crazy, just giving out rapiers. And he walks off.
I'm not entirely sure what to make of this satyr.
He's a character, that's for sure.
What
We'll go with
happens
that.
if you overload the box?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like it.
Doesn't even seem the satyr knows about the box. So try and find out if you want.
I've tried things before.
We're well aware. We watched you just eat slime.
Oh, that's nothing.
Now, the real question is, if Owen was Calimar's first apprentice, do you think Calimar might know where he is? Or at least know how to track him? Because if he does, we may have to go rescue Calimar.
I bet Calamar knows what happens if you overload the box.
Enough with the box.
Yes, I think Calimar would know about the box.
Make a perception check, you three.
Uh, 13.
19.
Okay.
Argo's so distraught over
two
this
of
gnome
you.
talking about the box.
The two of you hear some clatter, click and clatter, off in the distance of the shop.
Oh boy, I better go make sure nothing fell on the satyr. She's gonna head off towards the sound.
And shortly you arrive and you see like this big pile of weapons and what seems to be like a satyr hoof off.
Oh dear. She is going to try and get him out.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
15.
Okay. You hear a, ooh, that's sharp! Oh! And then you're able to like ease him out of these weapons. Yeah, it's not here. And then he walks over to this other rack and pulls out this rapier and hands it over to you.
Thank you. Are you all right?
Yeah, I mean, I totally did not do that on purpose.
Which is why I was asking if you were all right.
Yep, I'm good.
She kind of like shoots the rapier. So you honestly have no idea how we may go and save Calamar from these mind flayers.
Well, we find the fleet. They're on a ship. You just got to find the ship.
But they could be anywhere.
We could use the tracker.
I'm sorry, what?
The tracker? It's upstairs.
Tracker?
Yeah, the tracker.
Yes, lead on. Let us go look at this tracker.
Well, it's in Calamar's like area, and I'm not really supposed to go in there without him.
I think
The gnome's going to
This is
start walking
a-
up where he thinks Calamar's area is.
this is a different situation. regarding, we're supposed to save him, so
Yes, well, maybe you can help me.
with.
Using the tracker, of course. Have you been paying attention?
Well, then lead on so we can help.
Oh, right! And he starts walking up the stairs where Bombast is already headed up.
I am going to pay attention if there's any magic wards.
Okay. Make a Arcana check as you get to the top.
19.
Okay. You notice there's a couple of wards just at the door opening to where the shop is. And as you perceive them closer, it's kind of a sensory ward. It like figures out if you're a person that's supposed to be here or not.
Gnome's gonna look behind him. Is the satyr close enough?
Yeah, he's like approaching up with Adalri and the others.
Okay. He'll just kind of sidestep and let the satyr do the thing and try to slide in when it's open.
So you watch as Mirror like walks up to this area, and then he looks over at you, Bombast, and then he looks up at Adalri. It's in there.
So go in?
No. You see those areas right there? Those are wards.
Does it already know
just
how
gonna
to
push the satyr?
Oh. Make a
The worst roll I can make.
athletics check.
8.
Okay, and I have to find his character sheet real quick.
While that's going on, Adalri is going to study the runes and see if she knows maybe how to kind of disarm them in a sense.
Make a.
I rolled an 18 for whatever roll you want me to do.
Where is his? It's. There we go. I was like, where is his character sheet? Roll a perception check.
Okay, so now it's a 22.
Okay. You notice that through the arcane symbols, basically, if you're not Calamar or one of his approved individuals, the wards will activate and possibly do high potency magical damage.
And she doesn't know how to just disarm them or anything like that.
No. Where is acrobatics is probably better than 16 to your 8, Mr. Pushy Man. So you like
Well, hey, can I follow that up with acrobatics?
well, not if you try to push.
No.
And he like looks at you and he's like, I know, I'm trying to get in there as well.
So just open the door.
I can't. I'm not Calamar.
But you're his apprentice.
You should be able to go in, I would think.
You think? Do you think Calamar trusts me like that?
I mean, if you are his apprentice, he has some trust in you.
Well, yeah, but he tells me not to go in here.
Dargo tries to just Spartan kick him through.
Roll another athletics check.
Oh God. 9, 10, 5, 8, 21.
Okay. Here we go, Mirror. 25. Oh God.
Oh,
You kick him, and He lands like just short of the opening, and he's like, "Ow! What was that for?"
I tire of this.
Well, you're not the
Dalray
one that's
sighs.
subject to actually getting hit, aside from in the rear.
Adalray
Fine,
closes
I'll
her
just go
eyes.
and walk. And he starts getting up, and he walks through, and he has to make an intelligence saving throw. And he's on the other side. Oh, he does trust me. Oh no, I've broken his trust. Oh yeah.
Bombast walks after. Soon as he goes through, Bombast follows.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Is this magic?
Yes.
God.
Yeah, Dalray's going to teleport into the room.
26.
Make a strength saving throw, Adalray.
That's an 11.
You try and go in there, and like there's this force that just like pushes you back. And Bombast, you watch as Mirror walks through, and he like looks at you all, and he's like, "Well, aren't y'all coming?" And you just like walk through.
Adalray will go in.
Okay. Make an intelligence save.
15.
Okay. And he like peers, and he's like, "Dargo." What's wrong, Dragonborn afraid?
Come along, doggo. We don't have time.
Oh, fuck it. And he just walks through.
Make an intelligence save. I already know what this is gonna look like.
Oh, 5.
You all watch as Dargo just like gets pushed off the ledge, down past, misses the stairs completely, and just like pushed all the way off the side. And I need you to make a
Damn it!
acrobatics check.
I think you zigged when you should have zagged.
It's 22.
Okay. As you hit into like a pile of junk or very important stuff, you only take 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And you hear from the top, "That's for the kick!"
I reach up. That's what I didn't want to fucking go through. Stupid magic.
And then Mira
look
goes
for-
over and pushes this button that's on the inside, and Adare and Bombast, you watch as like the runes kind of like dim a bit.
I bet if you lick the mucus, you should be able to walk through.
I'll just stay over here.
You should, doggo. I think the runes are down now.
It's not so much fun if you tell me that.
I don't have time for these games.
Bombast, do you have any more of that mucus that you didn't ingest?
He's the finger that it's probably dry by now, but there's still some on here.
Can I have that minus your finger?
No, but you can have the mucus off of my finger,
Yes.
which I get to keep.
Yeah, you can keep your finger.
Okay, there's no minus fingers then.
Oh, I mean, yeah. There we go.
Sure. He'll present his finger over to Mira.
Okay, and he takes like one of Calamar's like elegant silk satin handkerchiefs on this ordained pillar next to him, and he like puts it around Bombast's finger to collect the mucus, and then goes over to what appears to be this large liquid bowl, and he throws the rag into it.
After he does that, Bombast looks at him and goes, has he ever talked to you about not using the guest towels?
Those are the ones for guests.
I just walked in, shaking his head. Oh my god.
I won't say anything though.
Oh, good.
Secrets.
He looks up at you, Adalray. I need your help. You seem to be really good at the Arcana stuff. I'm still learning, by the way.
What do you need of me?
Basically, in order to activate the tracker, you gotta be like top notch with the old Arcana checks.
All right, I can do that.
Cool, because I got a +1. Here we go! And he walks over to it. Do you sense that energy there, Adalray?
Yes,
And
yes, I can.
I assist her for whatever role she has to do.
Okay. He like points at the pool that has the floating satin cloth in it. And he says, okay, it's very easy. You just concentrate on tracking the DNA that's in that cloth. And then
What's
the
DNA?
pool should show you what it is.
All right, and Adari is going to focus on it.
Okay. Roll a Arcana check with advantage.
Don't screw this up.
Got a 15.
Okay. Roll a Constitution save.
Natural 20 for a 27.
Okay. Roll a is it medicine or nature? A nature check.
19.
Look, are you looking for things she doesn't have proficiency in?
No, I'm on Mirror's character sheet.
No. Okay.
As you do this, Adare, you feel a very similar pull, almost similar in like the Book of Black, as this pool starts to brim at the surface. And then a very large cloud of smoke mushrooms out and fills the room with this like toxic gas.
Fuck's sake.
Oh dear, it's not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to do that. Have you all make a regular Constitution save?
11.
12.
Oh dear.
Wait, is it magic? Oh wait, never mind. Doesn't matter.
Oh, cause yeah.
Yeah.
So you feel your like lungs starting to feel with this very potent, noxious gas. As you all are like coughing. We might need to clear out the room.
Dollar's gonna try to
this
try to
one
cast
time-
counterspell.
No.
Yep, roll for a counter spell. Wait, is there a roll?
It's wait, DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. So 13?
So you're rolling, or you're doing counterspell at 3rd level. Okay. Oh dear. That's a 15.
Okay.
And you all watch as Mirror's like heading out of Calamar's area.
Yep. Valerie's gonna follow.
Or will follow.
What's Bombast gonna
Is
do?
Bombast stay in there?
Oh no!
I'm going to try to look in the brew and see if I can find out where it's divinitating.
Okay. Make a survival check.
That's not bad. 20 unnatural.
Okay. You're able to see traces of that squid ship, the Illithid's carrier. And it seems to be an ungoverned sky, basically not any realm or area that you would imagine to be in Diademia space. So possibly on a different plane.
All right, I'll leave.
Okay. As you
Oh,
all
man.
make it out of the area, you watch as the cloud kind of like stops right at that opening to Calamar's place and just stays brewing in the room, filling it up with that gross gas.
He's
Well-
gonna be so pissed.
Well, that didn't work.
So,
Should have stayed on this side of the room.
do you know how to find somebody on a different plane?
Well, yeah, we're in a plane hopping shop.
So,
Are you saying he's on another plane of existence?
yeah. Are you surprised?
At this point, no. All right. Well, do we know what plane he's on?
No. You saw me leave that area, so.
Bombast.
I know they're not on this one. Or what would be this one that we just left to come here? Because this is a pocket.
Right.
But if you have a tracker that can track through planes, which most can't, then you can find out which one they are. And if we find them, then we can ask them what's in the box and what happens if you overload it.
Enough with the box.
Well, excuse me, but do you know what happens if you put too much in the box?
I don't care.
You should care.
Mira, do you have any suggestions on the next course of action we should take?
Well, so far since you all arrived, Calamar's secret areas all, no safety, and I think I broke a bunch of stuff that I probably shouldn't have, and so did Dargo, because he's a dick. And, yeah, I mean, there might be a place to find him here. I just gotta figure out where it's located. Can you give me just like maybe 10 or so minutes? There's a lot of items.
It's fine, Mira. Take your time.
And he like scurries off.
this time. It's gonna take forever.
And he passes you,
I
Dargo,
need a
and
I
he's
need
like,
a break.
"You're not really a dick, but yeah, I just said it for flavor. You're like my friend." And he keeps walking
Sure.
off.
So, Dargo, while he's looking for whatever he needs to find, can you tell me a little more about these mind flares and what we're dealing with?
Don't really know much. I know they were, like I said earlier, the Triperian Empire used them. They were always kept away from the general populace as well. Would there be anything specific that Dargo would know, just in general, about them, how they operate?
So from what your prior knowledge would give, you would be familiar with their tactics in a way. Again, with them working with the Triperian Empire, a lot of it was kind of like hush hush. But from what you could tell, either the king or the king's court would use these illicit to gather information that seemingly was not easy to get, and then they would magically find out kind of overnight what their next course of action would be. And then roll a history check.
2.
Oh gosh. And then there's some other stuff that you just don't know.
Gotcha. Yeah, so they were always just looking up, thinking they're always hush hush in the Empire, covert operatives, I guess you could say. I just know they were sent to get the hard info that nobody else could get, and they just, yeah, for the High Court, King's Court, much is unknown. I was not in that high enough status to know in-depth info.
So, from what you're telling me, these mind flayers are very dangerous.
Incredibly so.
No, I'm rather curious as to what Calamar did to get on such a grabbing the attention of such a dangerous enemy.
Maybe
mean,
they
he
like
has
his
a-
brain.
Come again?
He has a shop that plane shifts with a myriad of artifacts. It's probably why they took him. Empires probably want something specific they believe him to have. Best guess.
Or he's a tasty snack. I don't think you have anything to worry about, Dargo.
Oh no.
Works for me. They wouldn't eat me anyways.
I, on the other hand, might have something to worry about. I got tasty brains.
We'll feed you. Don't.
So we
Dargo's
don't
kinda like
we
says this to himself.
we don't know any general weaknesses that these illithids have.
No.
Can you poke them with steel?
I imagine they are
Squishy.
normal mortals weak to normal.
What about fire? Does fire work?
I don't know. Why don't you go find some slime and try to light it on fire?
It's not the same. The slime might light on fire. Oh, what if the slime lights on fire and they're covered in the slime? Oh, we need to find a mind flare. I know we just met, but I need to find Calamar to ask him some questions about the box. And if we're gonna find mind flares, I got some questions myself. I have my uses.
I'm sure you do. Or Silver Dalray, you were saying?
I think at this point we should take all the help we can get, especially since we don't really know anything about these Olithids and what they can do.
But we can find out if they're flammable.
Yes, we can find out if they're flammable. I think now we just need to discuss what course of action we're going to take once Mira finds whatever he's looking for. We want to save Calamar, but we don't want to get into a situation where, you know, the tides turn against our favor.
So
More than they already are already.
We should also see if Mira knows of a object or objects that could protect our minds from the mind flayers.
That would be most helpful as well.
So Stax, quick question. Would I know as the captain if my ship is able to plane shift?
Yeah, that is a bit beyond what most airships in general would be able to accomplish. However, you have known of certain ships that are equipped with a kind of like a plane shift mod, if you will. However, those are kind of like rare. And they require a bit more resources than typical iridium usage.
Use iridium, remember?
You all watch as Mirror kind of comes back to the group of you, and he has in his hand a small kind of like trinket. It looks to be like a bedazzled carapace bug jewel. And he walks over and he like hands you, Dargo, the trinket. That's the only thing I could find.
And what is this and what does it do?
It's a magical item that will secrete a type of fluid that when you consume it will transport your brain noggin to a different plane of existence.
Do we all have to eat this, or can one person eat this and we go with them?
Whoever wants to go has to consume it.
What do you mean our brains go?
So
does that just though our bodies stay here? What are you trying to tell us?
Yes, well, okay. So the liquid has a shelf life, if you will. basically your brain will be on astral form until the shelf life wears out. If your mental status is eradicated in whatever plane that you're on, you'll just return back to your body, which will be here.
But when we're sure.
The issue is here. Are we allowed to take items with us? I mean, if we're going up these,
Items?
say,
Or
our
a person.
weapons, or
Wait, y'all are
Ricker.
planning on fighting these mind flayers?
well,
We have to save Calamar somehow.
Oh, well, that's different.
I guess more or less is we want to try to protect our minds from the mind flayers. Mira.
So we
like shield them.
Yes.
I think there's items for that, like mind shielder items. Rings. There's rings.
Are the rings here in the shop?
Well, of course they're probably here in the shop.
Probably. Are they here or not?
I have to go search my inventory, but yeah, we should have mind shielding rings.
Please go get them.
Oh, you mean right now? Okay, I'll be right back. And he like walks off.
so, and this is addressed to the group. He's waiting, letting Mir draw, go whatever, wherever. If we astrally travel, maybe we can find the thread of the plane that they're on. But we need to find a way to travel to that plane.
Well, unless you know of another way to plane shift, because currently the one we have is the room is filled with black smoke. Unless you have
And the
another
other
way
one's-
for us to get there.
With a dragon.
Mirror comes back. So there's a slight issue. We only have 2 rings of mind shielding, and yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess which 2 of us is going to go?
I'm new.
Is there anybody going to use the brain juice fluid from that trinket?
Yeah. And Dargo just throws it at Bombast. You like eating nasty shit.
No, I don't.
Well, whoever goes will be in astral form, so they should probably be good at, magic related things. And he kind of like looks at Eldare. And then whoever uses these 2 like mind shielding items can just go wherever, they're supposed to. It's like a teamwork thing. Teamwork. That's what people say.
So if he's just gonna look at himself. Do I have to learn how to use it? Because I got a couple things I enjoy having. It might take some time.
For the mind shielding ring?
Yeah.
Well,
Out of character, does it require attunement? Because if so, then I'm full up.
Mm-hmm.
I think they do.
I think they do.
Ring.
So, if we travel to the astral plane and we track down the ship, we can find out what plane it is. Can we find a way to travel to that plane with all our stuff?
Well, if you find out where it is, then yeah, I can just get this shop to go there for you.
Okay. That would have been nice to know 50 minutes ago.
That wasn't here. I was looking for the other thing that I gave.
No, I wasn't asking you right now. Just talking out loud. And he grabs the ring, and he's going to take off some gloves that appear as he takes them off, and then he will put them into a bag and on his side, and then he'll put the ring on.
Okay.
Yep.
So basically, it
Alright,
looks
good.
like he has bare hands, and then as soon as he like starts pulling at his hands, you see gloves kind of appear.
Laura doesn't question it. She takes the other ring, puts it on.
Whoa. What about your friend Dargo? Are you sending him with the brain juice thing?
He doesn't have enough to shield.
I also have no magic capabilities, so
How hard can you think?
I don't need to think. Just swing my swords and things die.
Have you ever heard of traveling in your dreams? The
No.
astral plane's like that, except it's worse. I heard there's like things that hunt you down and kill you forever. So that could be an issue. I've never been. I'm so excited.
All right, well,
Then-
shall we get going then? We're wasting time.
What is the plan here?
Well, I don't know how, but we need to find out where they are. So we will.
I assumed that's why we were at the astral bug.
Okay, so if we'll just say Adalre drinks this blood juice from the bug, and she finds out where Calamar is, and then she comes back with that information and tells me, and then we send the ship there, and then you all go to the ship. Then you infiltrate it and save Calamar. Best case scenario. How do you plan on not having the mind flayers just come back and take Calamar again?
That will be your problem.
What?
No.
Because you guys let them infiltrate your shop in the first place. You and Calamar can figure out how to defend against them next time.
Well, one, the shop's going to be in a different plane. I'm pretty sure Calamar knows how to hide it again. Second, we have to find out how flammable all those mind flayers are.
Works with those squid guys.
Oh, well, that could be an issue.
Yeah, he's the plane shift warlock. It's like his job.
Oh, well, he might have to find some new employers.
You mean give up his plane shift title?
No, he'll still have that.
Oh.
Plenty of people still use that. But these ones are an experiment waiting to happen.
Okay, I'm just gonna give you some stuff so you can blow up the ship.
All right.
Yeah, because if they don't track you, then the other mind flayers might think that, something else happened. Just don't leave any traces. Because if they think Calamar's dead, then that's even better.
Enough talk. What do you got to explodes?
Oh, who's responsible here for explosions? Because these are very volatile.
I'm in charge of explosions.
Not entirely sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
He's standing on his tiptoes.
Okay, come with me. And he goes over towards that box again, Bombast.
Yes.
Okay, how many do you need? These do very potent radius, so you probably want to set them throughout the ship. And then the detonator, here's the magic. It's the magic word that I'm not going to tell you until the last minute because I want to make sure y'all aren't on the ship.
Why don't you message me the magic word before we leave, just in case? But yes. And he's gonna open up his bag. He's like, I can hold quite a bit.
Okay, and then he just starts forming these very large globuled containers. Inside has like a almost shiny metallic lava-esque viscous fluid in the container, and he's just like carefully handing them off to you, and just like
What size are they?
uh they would be roughly the size of trying to think what's bigger than a football. Slightly bigger than a football.
Okay. So like a volleyball.
Yeah, yeah. And he just hands them off to you one by one. And when you get to about the sixth one, he's like, okay, that should do it.
You sure?
Yeah, they blow big, like big. Just don't put them all next to each other because whatever's there is not going to be there anymore.
Okay. Now, as we're leaving, make sure you send me the word.
Oh, yeah, okay. Totally remember to do that.
If not,
I don't have message, by the way. Can I write it on a piece of paper?
how about I message you before we leave?
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And Bombast will start waddling back.
Okay, and these two unconspicuous make their way back to Adalare and Dargo. Underneath the beard, there may be a giant grin for Bombast. Hard to tell.
What in gods is that?
What?
What are those? The explosives?
You don't see it. They're in a bag of holding.
Got it. Disregard.
Did you acquire explosives? I don't seem to see any.
Oh,
yeah,
I have
yeah.
plenty.
Yeah. He's good.
Okay.
Okay, so, Adalre, my dear, you're gonna need to drink all of that juice, like, now, preferably. Let it set in.
Did you want company, or can you handle this on your own?
I would like the backup.
The backup. It's just your
Dark-
astral form. Oh, yeah, maybe backup. Don't
Dark
go
Oak?
to the ship, just find out where the ship is.
Can you make sure nothing happens?
Yeah, I
To
got
a
two
Dalre?
barbarians here.
Barbarians?
Yeah, Dargo and Kitty Boy over there.
He seems a little smart for a barbarian.
Who? Dargo?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the cat is, but
Grumpy.
Adalre is going to hold out her hand. All right, so let me see this bug. I guess she takes the bug and drinks it.
So this very thick fluid, dark, very dark, probably used to be red at one point, comes out of the inside of this like small gem on the trinket. And this sludge consistency is like in your hand there, Adalre.
That's gross.
Okay, you just gotta drink the whole thing.
Do I have to? Can I just
Nope,
take
the
a
whole thing,
little
the
bit?
whole thing. Just don't think about it.
She collects her nerves and drinks it.
Okay. Instantly, you're in another place, Adalre. The taste of it is almost like mint. You find yourself in this astral state. But immediately there's like different pockets around you. And I'm gonna have you roll a Arcana check if you can try and figure out where that familiar energy signal is from to kind of clue in on.
After she goes astral, Bombast, kind of expecting what's going to happen, tries to catch her.
Yeah, Dargo and Bombast, you just watch as her body just kind of goes like limp. Make a acrobatics or athletics check.
I'm
I
going to
got a
try
15
athletics.
for that Arcana, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, that's not bad. -2. That's 14.
Okay.
Should acrobatics, right?
Yeah, or athletics, whichever.
Then 14.
Okay. Between the two of you, y'all are able to like steady Adalre so that she doesn't like completely fall to the ground and like ease her down to the ground. And then Adalre, with that check, you're able to sense which pocket you're needing to go into, and there is a almost like tendril line of that familiar energy guiding you into this new other realm. It's kind of like surrounded in purple clouds, and the sky is pretty dark. But you see various Illithid ships, like a lot of them. And you're not sure which one in particular has Calamar offhand.
Okay. Bombast is going to look at Doug. It's like, and it's my turn. I think it's spoiled though. And he's going to squeeze the juice and just kind of lay down against Adalre.
Okay.
Or just have fun.
As you do, your body just like goes limp next to Adalre's, and without much effort from those tendril lines, you're able to track where Adalre's gone and find her in this realm. So the two of you kind of are astrally floating there, looking at this fleet of mind flayer ships.
Would Adalre know offhand what plane it is?
Make a Arcana check.
Can I do the same?
Sure.
Natural 20 for 22.
Okay.
Well, that's a lot better than I got.
No. It's not a plan that you've come across or even heard of.
Can you
in your
describe
time.
it?
It's just from what y'all are seeing, it's a bunch of purplish clouds surrounded by darkened skies, and there doesn't seem to be any land or anything as far as you can see left or right. And then there's just like this group of Illithid ships.
Well, looks like we found the fleet, but I'm not entirely sure what plane we're on.
I don't recognize it either. But I haven't been plane walking. This is the first. This is fun.
Well, I wonder if there's some way we can figure out what planes of existence there are. Maybe try to
Well, I'm sure
cut
somebody
us off.
knows. We might have to get a little closer though and find out more information about where they're at. but and Bombast is gonna look at the fleet and see if he can discern which ship it was that he saw in his vision.
Okay. Make a perception check.
24.
From what you remember by looking into that pool, there was a distinct coil around one of the ship's tentacle portions, like a black coil that like interlaced around the more or less squid-like tentacles that were coming out the front of the ship. Uh, and from what you can tell, there's only maybe 2 or 3 ships that share that similar appearance.
So we might have an issue.
Besides going up against mind flayers.
That's not an issue. We can just see if they're flammable. The issue is could be a number of ships. I'm narrowing it down, dude, and he'll point them out. See, and he'll basically point out, the coil. It was like, so those are the ships, or at least the type of ship that I saw.
The ones with the coils around them.
Correct. But if we're able to find the plane, if we're able to get on a ship, we can't know it's the right ship right away. So, putting everything on fire right away is probably not a good idea. And that's the only thing I'm good at.
Sorry, thanks for a moment. Well, we can try to figure out what plane this is. Travel here and see what happens, because this is the only lead we have.
Correct. First, we need to figure out how to travel the planes. If we can get on the ship, I can be inconspicuous a little bit, but they are curious creatures. I don't know how well they would see through such illusions. And he's getting kind of serious, like talking magic. Kind of a very scholastic way of describing it.
Sorry, kids.
What sort of magics do you have available? Obviously, you have some knowledge of the arcane. But that also makes me worry about our friend. And then I don't know about the furball. He's pretty quiet and grumpy.
Yes, he does have a rather bad temper. I mean, I do have some support spells. I have attack support. I the she kind of chuckles a bit. You remember the spider that Mira was talking about?
I heard him mention a spider. Now, see, I don't understand how a spider would cause chaos, because normally they like order. You put everything in its place and create the threads to hold everything together. That's normally what spiders do. I don't think it was a spider that affected him.
No, what I was saying was I banished the spider queen to Calamar's shop.
You sure you want to rescue Calamar?
I mean, I didn't mean to banish the Spider Queen in his shop. It just happened.
Well, this is going to be an interesting conversation. I'm okay with that. All right, so did you want to get closer and see if we can discern more about which plane this is? It's going to get dangerous if we do.
I don't think it's a wise decision.
All right. Let's head back. Perhaps we can find somebody who has some knowledge of planes and describe what we've seen. Once we figure that out, then maybe we can figure out a way to travel here.
And you two notice a tether kind of linked to the two of you, just like a gold line tendriling out back to where you all came. And you would recognize, Adalray, that this is like your astral tether, the one that links your mind to this plane. And if it were to break, then basically your connection would be severed.
Ready to go then?
Yes.
The Dar's going to sever the connection.
I will follow my thread back into my body.
Okay. Adalray wakes up first. Her eyes open up. She manages to get up safely. You watch Dargo, and then shortly after, Bombast also returns to his body.
Roots them both, offers them each a hand to help them up. Welcome back. What did you guys find?
Thank you, Dargo. Well, we did find the fleet. However, the plane they were on, I was very unfamiliar with. There seemed to be no land. It was just, well, I guess the definition of sky, but it was very purpley black in color. There were a few ships apparently that looked like the one in Bombast's vision. So we think Calamar is on one of those ships.
Okay.
But due to the number of ships surrounding them, I feared we did not want to get any closer for fear of being spotted.
Sense. What is our next course of action?
Well, we have a description of this plane of existence, but we don't have a name for it. I think our next course of action is to figure out what plane this was. Once we do, we can plane shift there, then go save Calamar.
Dargo, is Mira still with us?
Yeah, he's just like crisscross applesauce.
So Dargo's gonna look over Mira. Does this plane seem familiar to you at all? Do you know what it is?
That is true. Calamar does plane shift with this shop a lot, does he not?
Yeah, he does often. Too often.
Does he have a catalog?
A catalog?
Of what planes he's been to.
Oh. Yeah, in his brain.
That doesn't
Well,
help.
unfortunately, that doesn't help in this situation.
Does he have potentially, maybe not a record of where he's been, but a list of planes he knows of and maybe a slight description of each one of what they are?
Catalog.
Isn't that just another way of saying the same thing?
Well, you didn't seem to understand what the word catalog meant, so I figured I'd describe it to you.
Dargo, always such a swell guy. Well, if it's someplace. You said it's dark there and kind of cloudy.
Yes, purple clouds.
Purple clouds. Okay. Maybe. I mean, I haven't been there. I don't think. But maybe there's a way to get us all there.
Where's there?
From how it sounds, Dargo, you're from Triperion, right?
Yes.
Are you familiar with the original plane shift?
Am I?
Probably not, because
Oh, I got that one, so no.
Well, basically, the Triperion Empire isn't from Diademia, essentially. And they had to get here somewhere, and they got here thanks to the guys that Calamar was working with, the Mind Flayers. But there's a reason why they came here, and it's because their original plane of existence is no longer inhabitable. We'll put it that way. They used up all the resources. Because of that, it left two things. One, a way for Triperion to get here and acquire more resources. And two, it left an unattended plane of existence for the Mind Flayers to kind of dwell in. So, from the description, I imagine that they're back where Triperion originally originated from.
Well, it seems we have a place to go. At least start our path to rescue Calamar. Would you agree? That's all right. And bombast.
There's another issue of going there.
Spit it out.
So, because Triperion used up all their resources, the normal arcana and things of that nature that magic comes from isn't present there. So, using magic will require a source, if you will, because there's nothing to draw from.
What source?
Just some type of arcana source, any kind of arcana source. But once you deplete it, it's done.
So where do we find this source? You have to have some source around here somewhere. I bet you there's some barrels in the back. Calamar's been hiding away. Yeah, I bet. Nah, you're not giving those out. We're gonna go take those to Calamar himself.
Emptied?
Depends on how hard it is to get to him.
Well, obviously Dargo doesn't need it and he doesn't use magic. So,
out of character, would my sword be considered magic?
So your sword's like imbued magic. It's pretty much, it has it within itself.
Okay.
This is more like spell slot magic.
Gotcha. Right. Okay.
Things of that nature. You two, how much magic do you think you use on like a typical between long rest period?
Well, I think I would like to think I rely on my magic heavily.
Right.
How much do you have?
That's not a good question to ask because it's very fine magic potency.
Well, I'm very good at using magic, but I use a lot of it.
Right. Well,
If push came to shove, I could just use my rapier.
the one you put in the box or the one that gave you?
The one that you gave me.
Oh, right. Um,
I am skilled in the physical arts as well.
Okay.
Push comes to shove, I can hide behind Darga.
I feel like this is
Because I can push or shove.
yes. Neither can Dark. Let's see. I'll go get some vials and I'll be right back. And he like saunters off, but this time a little bit like more paced than his normal quick run.
Seems things are getting more and more complicated.
I'll
As
say.
they do.
I hope Calamar has the information we need for this.
I'm sure he has my information. You better have that information. Why would you have a box that you don't know how much you can put in it?
Maybe he hasn't found that limit yet.
Maybe he hasn't tried to find the limit.
I wouldn't. So who knows?
I need some wine.
Bombast comes or Mirror comes back and he has about a big handful of just like small vials in his hand and he's like making his way back carefully towards all of you. 30 vials of this stuff. Is that a lot?
It depends if we're going to need that much.
Well,
Oh, I'll use it all. And Bombast starts reaching out for vials, starts putting them in the bag.
well, there's a caveat to it. Any of your cantrips use a vial normally, and then per spell slot uses a vial for each one. So if you cast a level 3, you're using 3 of these vials. It gets used up quick.
He's still taking more vials until a doll raises anything.
Bombast.
Yes.
Hold on. You said there were 30 vials.
Yes.
He's probably
So
taken about
15?
10 so far.
So 15 for you, Bombast, 15 for me. How does that sound?
25 for me, 5 for you. You have a rapier. I don't.
That's fair. Fine.
I'm just kidding. 10 for you, 20 for me. So he takes 20 and puts them in his bag.
Dore just. All right, that's fine. She takes the 10, puts them in her pouch.
Okay. You can add either 10 or 20 vials of concentrated magic energy. I don't know how you want to describe it, but they're just vials with like magical viscousness in it.
No, if I can add a custom item, I will put it in my notes.
Okay. If not, I can probably add it, but I don't know how long y'all are gonna have them, so it'll probably get used up pretty quick. Where y'all are going.
Considering I'm a magic user, yeah, probably.
And did you add? I added one to Adare, but did you add a ring of mind shielding to Bombast?
I did not.
Okay. I'll let you do that since you're doing his character sheet. From there, Mirror goes over, and this is my first time doing it without Calamar, but are y'all ready to plane shift? Plane shift to Triperion's old plane of existence.
I'm ready. Dario looks over at Bombast and Aldalred.
Ready as I'll ever be.
Is there anything else you guys need?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm going to cast message. What's the password?
Oh. It is. And he like whispers it to you.
Okay. We'll just say that I know the password. Okay. I'm ready.
You wouldn't happen to have any potions of healing or anything, would you?
Yeah, I mean, who uses the... Oh, okay, yeah. And he goes off.
That's a good idea. I don't have any of those.
Well, considering that we're limited to our magic use, probably having potions would not be a bad idea.
Yeah, generally I have all my magic and I'm a captain, so I just get everybody else to get hurt in front of me. Never had to have healing potions.
They're very handy to have.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for thinking of that. Where were you on that one, Darko? I bet you get hurt a lot.
Which is why I carry potions.
Well, why didn't you think about getting potions for everybody else? How many potions are you hogging over there? He's gonna start peeking in your.
You worry about your own set of potions in inventory. I'll worry about mine.
Well, I will as soon as I get any.
Well, both of you stop.
Stop by.
Yes, Mom.
The last thing I need to hear is both of you going back and forth, bickering like children. We need to work together. We need to save Calamar. And then we need to go on our merry way.
That's fair.
The sooner we find Oam and the sooner I find what I need to find, the better.
Sure. I don't know what any of that means, but as long as I find out what's in the box.
Why does this sound like Lysandra over again?
Here's the twist. They're the same. So Mira arrives and he has some vials with him, and he hands each of you 3 vials apiece. 2 look the same and 1 looks different. The ones that look the same, the 2 that look the same, are filled with like this purplish fluid. He's like, these are the ones that you drink normal. And when you want to rest, you drink this other one, but I only have one per you. Anyways, the small ones are called Calamar's Elixirs. They're pretty cool. They restore hit points and they do some other things. You can read them in your descriptions. And the larger one is Calamar's Superior Serum. Very unique blend. It recovers max hit points and also makes it feel like if you received a long rest. So I'd save that one for when you're hurting, like a lot. I already added them to your character sheets, so you just gotta refresh.
So do we each get those, or are you saying there's a total of those?
No, we
There's-
each
So
got
you
one.
each got 2 of the elixirs and
Okay.
1 of the superior.
Got it.
Also, this is a rescue mission. You just gotta bring Calamar back. And then blow up that ship.
Oh joy. All right, well, I'm ready. Let's get moving.
Oh, right.
You said this ship can plane shift. Well, get a move on then.
This is my first time. Okay, we can do this.
Oh God.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast
Activate
guidance on him.
Plane shift mechanism.
Guidance.
And you watch as Mir concentrates. And what's the guidance at extra D4?
D4. Don't fuck it up.
So that's 25. Yay! You all plane shift. Everything kind of like jostles in the store a little bit. The ground that's underneath you kind of like rumbles a bit, but you do it. And Mirror kind of like stands there. Whoa, that's really trippy. We're here. Good luck. Don't fuck it up.
Hey, Mirren, now getting where you want to go is pretty awesome. But have you ever thought about putting it on a wheel of chance? You just spin a wheel and randomly go somewhere?
So the first time I tried to plane shift, I accidentally sent us to this place that had a bunch of demon vampiric dragons. Safe to say, Calamar told me not to do that one again and to actually focus next time on where I wanted us to go. So it's possible, it's just not a good thing.
Well, maybe just don't put that on the wheel.
I don't think that's
Adalra's
how it
already
works.
heading towards the door.
Argo is following him, ignoring bombast.
As you get close enough, you can pull that veil back again, and you see into this purplish, cloudish, dark area, and those elithids are off in the area. Oh, right. You all cannot fly. So I will.
As Dargo's pulling me with the group, I'm still going on about the benefits of having a spinny wheel. Because when you hear the clicker, it gives you the little fuzzy feelings in the back of your head. Oh, okay, I guess we're going.
The closest ship that fits that description is roughly 100 feet off, but that's like 100 feet falling. Mira kind of walks up and he's like,
Got any potions of flying?
No, but well, there's the thing. It's kind of like a slide, like.
All right. Where?
Yeah, I think it's just this button here, and he presses a knob, and you see as this golden like veil of a slide starts to make its way towards that ship.
That's not subtle at all.
Bombast is jumping as Dargo's still holding onto his cloak.
You want to go so bad? Dargo just yeets him over on the slide.
Oh,
You can
no.
reveal me too now, Stacks, if you haven't already. I don't know.
Where is Boof? Okay, you watch as Bombast starts to get yeeted down this slide, just like full force, like there's a loop.
Why?
Just rockets towards this ship, and you land, and at the last second you're like full force. The last second you just stop and doop, you just land down.
Dargo looks over at Thalray. Huh? Seems you land okay. Just
Mirror goes and he like kicks you in the rear. Dargo for a 21 athletics.
am I making
Either
I do an
athletics or
athletics check.
acrobatics. This would be amazing.
I assume 17 plus 9 beats 21, right?
Dang it. You just feel this satyr kick in your rear, and he's like, dang it.
Dargo looks back. Nice try, punk. And then jumps off on the slide.
Adalra, you watch as Dargo goes next, yeeting himself down this slide, going over the loop. And similarly, when he gets right to the end, full force, he goes and something catches him and he stops and lands next to Bombast.
Yeah, she's gonna go down as well.
Okay. Similarly, you go down, make it across the loop, arrive, landing next to Bombast and Dargo, and y'all are now on the brink of this illithid ship. And you watch as the trail of golden slide imminence kind of vanishes, and the veil to the shop kind of closes as Mirror conceals the entryway.
Now, is this ship one of the ones with like the coils on it, or?
Yeah, it was the closest one with coils.
Okay. She kind of looks to you two. All right, well, shall we get to move on? And she starts walking quietly to get into the ship.
Boombast is trying to be stealthy.
Okay. I can have you all roll stealth checks if you're attempting.
For me, because I have Totem of the Wolf, which, find it here, lets me, if I remember correctly, can move stealthily while traveling at a normal pace. Is that
the
anything?
advantage?
I don't know. It just says you can track.
No, and instead of moving half movement for stealth, he can move his full movement.
Oh, okay.
I got a 15 for stealth.
Okay.
I got a
17.
natural 20 for a total of 23.
Okay. Yep, you all are pretty stealthy. The ship has different layers. Y'all arrived at kind of like the top outermost layer. To your right and left, there is kind of like bumhole openings closed off. And then the ship also kind of guides down these flights of stairs to your left and right that will take you to lower levels of the ship.
Do I kind of have an idea of where Calamar was in his cage?
Um, you would imagine the
Considering I
interrogation
have
area.
considering I have my own type of airship, can I discern on where I would think it would be in this type of ship?
Yeah, you would think it would be in the lower areas.
Okay. Can I discern on where I think the way to the lower end of the ship are?
Um,
I'll be right back.
uh, the stairs to the left and right both lead lower. And as you kind of like peer down the flight, you can see that they more or less interjoin, connect at the lower base of it. Um, so essentially, both flights of stairs just take you
So
around.
there's one way to go low
Mhm.
for now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna silently point at the area, point at my eyes.
Aura is
I'm
gonna slowly make her way.
Yep, same.
The three of you are making your way down this flight of stairs. Roll perception checks.
18.
Okay.
16.
You both hear not footwork or anything of that nature, but the sound of this sloshing coming from the lower half, like where the stairs kind of connect down. It's coming from deeper within, potentially where the next lower area might be. But there's like this sloshing, this viscous, like.
Adalre stops and kind of looks back at the other two, looking with her eyes like, what do you want to do?
In my vision, did I get any auditory feedback?
Not from licking that
Yeah.
illicit fluid. No.
Okay.
Would Dargo know if that's the sound is from? If it's
Roll a history check.
Shit, 17.
Okay. You know that certain mind flayer ships have kind of like guard beasts in a way, rather than continual mind flayer watch. Essentially, they'll just have different creatures that's out and about, kind of perusing the ship to eat and or take care of anything that's not supposed to be there.
Oh, my brains.
So Dargo looks at Bombast and all right. Yeah, so you know their ships, instead of the mind flares guarding them.
As soon as you start talking about shh.
Send beasts to guard.
He plugs his ears.
Well then, what do you recommend we do then?
Out of character, I assume since I was gone, we haven't found Calamar yet, right?
Yeah, no, not yet.
Okay. Assume you stay on course and just search the ship while attempting to avoid whatever that may be. Be a little easier being as we can hear him quite well.
Adalre keeps moving.
Bombast is gonna slow down just enough to get close to Dalray before moving on. He's gonna. He's actually pretty smart for a barbarian. And then he's gonna continue on, trying to sneak around.
Adalre tries her best not to like. She obviously found that funny, but she's trying to like hide the fact that she thought it was funny.
As y'all make your way around, make another perception check. If you have advantage with sight, then you can roll with advantage. If not, just regular.
19.
12.
6.
Okay. Bombast, you're able to see. It's very hard to describe. First, you see teeth, like a lot of teeth. Surrounded by this mesh of like brain carapace grossness, and then out the top there is roughly 8 or so kind of like scorpion tentacles kind of reaching out in the air, and it's just maneuvering around. And as it's maneuvering, you see its feet are just like these pincers that are just like clopping down, and it's just teeth, brain, scorpion grossness, just
Is it headed straight towards me?
no, luckily it's rounding the corner and maneuvering through, and right behind it, literally as it's maneuvering through, you see these like gnawlish beast, almost like hyena in Anatomy, but like if you took all their skin off and then you just removed their eyes and made them look even more grotesque, and they're just following in its teeth and howling and like the brain sound. It's not a good picture. Luckily, you're the only one that sees this, so
So Bombast stops all of a sudden and slowly turns around to the group and goes,
oh my god.
What?
Adalre's
And-
looking at him like, what?
and that's all he can do.
And after a moment, the sound, luckily, starts to dissipate as it gets further into the corridors up ahead. But you know which direction to not go. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of this. And
No.
It's about as horrible as you can imagine.
No, it's
Just-
fine. It's fine. No,
That description was bad enough.
Yep.
It's the best I could do under such short notice.
So with that reaction on his face, Boombust is gonna point at Dargo and motion for you to go in front.
Dargo just shrugged his shoulder like, okay, just starts taking the lead.
Luckily, you didn't get a sight of any of those aberrations as they clear out the area, Dargo. But you see off to your right that there's kind of like another opening, another path that leads further into the ship. Let me just, while y'all are maneuvering, I'm just gonna post in the chat or the Discord real quick what this stupid thing looks like. What these stupid things look like.
What's in the box?
This is what's in the box. No.
Oh gosh.
Enjoy. It's
Oh!
Oh,
no!
Breakfast is served, guys.
This is why I play rogue, so I don't have to worry about this crap.
Oh gosh. Oh goodness. But yeah, you're able to lead them, Dargo, down this hallway, further into this elliptic ship.
Yeah, Boombast is right behind you, Dargo. But he's trepidatious.
And as you're maneuvering through, you notice that the walls and everything kind of feel sentient or like alive rather than, a normal ship being of non-movable things. This all has a very brimming
Squish.
feel to it. It's rich. Also, the flavor, the smells, the scents that you're getting are.
I
just
don't
so
like that. I don't
nice.
like it.
It's just so nice. Makes you want to stay for like a holiday or something. Just hang out.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Some
nice.
shrimp etouffee. A little bit of fried calamari.
But yeah, you
Dargo's-
arrive into this next room that's just out of your horrors, worst nightmares. Dargo and the rest of you enter. It looks like half the contraptions and things are used for torture, but on further investigation, you realize they're just like normal things. Like one could be, I don't know, the equivalent of like a hand washing station, but it's just the terrible version of it. Like, it's all just dark and gross and very slimy.
Do I recognize this room as the room that a calamar was held in?
No, but it does have the same aesthetic feel to it, so you might be close, or not. You're not sure.
Okay.
Dargo's gonna look over at Bombast. Does this look familiar?
No, but it's close to what I saw. So either we're there or we're not.
Make perception checks at advantage, everyone.
10.
Natural 20.
Okay. Dargo.
24.
You said yeah?
No, I got a 10.
Oh.
I thought you heard me. That's why you said that.
I was like, oh gosh, that's bad. Yeah, you all hear yells and screaming, but off in two directions. Like one has a couple of yells, and then one has another couple. But
Do
they
they
just
sound
sound
like-
like people in pain.
People. Okay.
Hey, did you guys ever hear Calamar? Have you met him before?
Yeah, briefly.
I don't think Adolra's ever met Calamar. So
We did. Because he when we banished
Oh,
the
that's
Spider
right.
Queen,
Yes,
he
that's
showed
right.
up and was like, what
That's
the hell
right.
is she doing in
that's
that place?
yeah, that's right. I forgot.
So if his
can-
innards were being taken out while he was still alive, would any of those screams sound like it?
Can Adolra figure out if any of those screams sound like Calamar?
Same
No,
with
it
Dargo, I
just
guess.
sounds like regular panic screams. No sassy screams or anything like that.
Oh, God.
Dargo looks at Bombast. No, but most people screaming while tortured sound kind of the same. So
Well then, what do you guys want to do? Because we've got two sources of screaming. One of those could be Calamar.
we could
And if that's-
either go together and pick one way or split up and
Never
just
split the party.
Then I guess we're picking one. Which one do we want to go?
That way.
Lead on then.
Did you point
for
both
fuck's-
ways?
Mhm.
Dargo just starts headed towards the aft of the ship.
Okay.
Bombast follows.
As you enter into the next corridor, your next steps feel squishy, as if you're leaving like traces of residual prints that like embed into the ground and kind of
Oh, this is a problem.
Yes.
In the center of that room, though, there's a lot of different like capsule valves in this room, and there's obviously like another corridor that goes further in. But in the center, there's this big pool of something that looks like it's moving.
That's not a good place.
Chief muted.
Let's turn around. Let's turn around and go the other way.
You hear another scream.
Is it from behind us or the way we're going?
Further down into the corridor. Up ahead. But you would have to pass that pool of
Right. So do we really want to turn around or just keep going? We used to say we won't find this exact word. Okay.
Like the screaming is obviously louder. Can we tell if it's Calamar now?
No, it just sounds like people screaming.
Oh, for
Yeah.
Let's try to sneak past the and see if we can figure out where the screaming is, and maybe they know where Calamar is.
That's undercommon for gross ass shit.
Actually, that's gnomish.
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't have a very good feeling about that. She points to the nastiness.
Make a investigation check.
So you don't want to sneak past it? You just want to go up to it and say, "Hey, how's it going?"
Dalray got an 8.
High enough. You notice that every once in a while you'll see like these tadpoles kind of jumping out of this fluid and swimming back into it, and it's just like this big batch of tadpole-y grossness.
Do mind flayers have pet tadpoles?
Can I roll a skill check to understand exactly what those are?
Roll a nature check.
Can I roll a history check to see if I have answers for already?
Sure.
Please roll good.
17.
Got a 10.
Oh Dargo!
Yeah, Dargo, you know that these are like a illicit delicacy. They use them in like mind flayer soup.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but do I know anything with my roll?
What you roll?
19.
Okay, yeah, you know that these are mind flayer tadpoles that when they encounter a
I'm sorry, 17.
humanoid viscousness will
Okay, so they are what I know. Okay, yeah.
And make them flares.
Okay, Dargo, what do you have to say about these tadpoles?
It's like the Scuttle version. Just like, yeah, it's a dingle hopper. Like
all I know is the mind flayers consider them a delicacy.
Do they now?
Oh
Look, again, I don't know a lot. They're highly kept secret in the High Court of the Triperian, but that is what I've heard. What I know.
Well, I don't know who you're talking to, but this is how they make more of them.
Sorry.
Hopefully.
I mean, you yell at me for licking mucus, but you know, you're sitting here talking about eating tadpoles that make other people mind flayers.
and without a perception check, you hear this blood screeching howl coming from the direction that y'all just came.
There's another one that was just made. We should probably go kill it quick before it actually matures.
Wait.
And Bombast
I howl,
starts
you said?
moving towards the sound.
Okay, and when this butthole perkers opens up to reveal the area that y'all just came out of, you see that larger brain-esque creature just like gnawing on something and it's like.
Oh, maybe I was wrong.
Has it seen us yet?
Make
No,
a,
because it's eating. It's eating. It's distracted. We can leave.
make a sleight of hand check.
Me?
Everyone.
Oh. What type of sleight of hand are we doing? Because
The type
15.
to not draw attention.
oh shit!
to
Never mind. I
yourself.
took off my gloves.
15.
10.
You said?
Can I help Dargo? Can I help Dargo, please? Can I help Dargo?
You can't. You're helping yourself right now, girl. You gotta survive.
Unnatural 20.
Okay, Dargo, you see that thing for the first time at this point.
Yeah.
And you take a step back, and the viscous squish of your weighted dragonborn foot causes this creature to stop eating, and you can't see eyes, but you see its like bloody teeth like look up in your direction, and I think it might see you all.
Does Adalri not see that it doesn't have eyes? Like,
Yeah, you see the teeth, you
Can
see
she
the
see the?
pincers, you see the brain viscous, you see the things.
Adare holds up her hand. Like, don't move.
And then it goes back and it starts eating more. And then the butthole percus closed, and you all are on the opposite end. Gotta love those automatic doors. Oh, God.
Dargo taps Bombast. I think we should go that way.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
No, okay, let me rephrase. Adare is keeping her shit. Queen is about to lose her shit.
Dargo starts trying to sneak past the pool of tadpole.
Best is doing the
Dory
best he
follows.
can to tiptoe very slowly, very unnerved.
As y'all are easing past this pool, can I get some dexterity saves?
Oh,
No.
for fuck's sake.
I don't know why.
18.
Yep, Adalri, one of those tadpoles like leaps out at you. You're like, nope, not today, Satan. She just.
Does the barbarian have any benefits going on?
I
he
have
does.
advantage
Yeah.
with dex saves while
That you
not
can
blinded,
see,
deafened, or incapacitated. So.
Oh, but that's only you. Fuck.
Ooh, that 20. What up?
Yeah. Like one comes at
So
you,
23.
Dargo, you're just like, you just like slap it against the wall. It's not. Bombast. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Can I? God damn it. What are the bells? Guidance. Guidance. Guidance.
Too
What the hell?
late.
Guidance.
It's too late to guide. Wait, what was your?
I got 13.
Okay. As you two are like making your way past, you watch as this tadpole like comes at Bombast, and he tries to move. He tries, and this other one out of nowhere, like, jumps and intercepts, and like fishes through his goggles. And you just hear a disturbing cry come from the small gnome.
The disturbing cry came from what?
Bombast.
Him.
Okay.
Wait. Wait.
So
Wait.
I'm going to try to fish it up and
This-
fling it.
Make a reactionary acrobatics check.
Not a sleight of hand.
Guidance.
Guidance.
Okay, it doesn't matter because they're both the same because I don't have the gloves. So
Guidance.
Oh no.
Guidance.
Uh,
Got 11.
then
Are you running the risk of touching Bumpast Adalri
Mm,
to give him guidance?
Yes.
Okay, make a deck save.
Nat 20! Nat 20 from!
Okay, you can add an extra D for Bumbast.
My god. My heart right now.
what did I get? 11. So
11 plus.
13.
It's just enough. You watch as Bombast like quickly pushes up his goggles and like is grabbing onto this thing, and for you and for what they see is two different things. Y'all just see like this tadpole thing like clinging to his eyes. Bombast, out of one of your eyes, you just see like millions of teeth just in very, very detailed orientation. And
Not my brain.
you pull with all your
It's
might,
my
and
only
this thing
good
just
thing.
like comes out, and you like throw it out. You throw it away. You don't care where. Just not here. And you're safe for now. As you progress closer to that corridor.
Dollar's gonna
Told you
help
I was tasty.
Bombast up so they can continue moving. Are you alright, Bombast?
Yeah. This is why I didn't want to come here
that
because
superior serum
super tasty.
does not save changing of pants. Just putting that out there. You all go through this next corridor, and it just seems to be like a long, annular tunnel of grossness. Just keep walking. Do y'all want to say anything while you're recovering from your distraughtness? Just think you have to go back to go out of the ship, and you could still be on the complete wrong ship. I'm just putting it out
Yeah.
there.
Dargo looks back at him and is like, let's hope this is the side Calamar's on. It just keeps going forward.
The opening opens up again, and you are kind of like on the top clearing, and you can see down. There's like steps to your left and right that all lead into this circular room, and there are roughly like hundreds of pods just all adorned against the walls and encasing into the ceiling. Some have people, some don't, and then some have other things that you don't really want your perception to pick up on. But it like leads down, and the pathway deepens into this other area, further into this Mind Flayer ship. And you hear, as you're standing there, various screams and things coming from those pods now. Roll a perception check to see if
16.
Everybody?
yeah, anybody that's willing to look.
Yeah, Dollar's looking.
5.
Okay. Dargo's like, he starts looking. He sees some things he doesn't want to see, and he's just like, I give up. If
Natural 20 for
Calamar's
28.
in any of those, he's fucked. So you said nat 20?
Yep, 28 total.
Okay, you scan all the pods roughly in the room, seeing a lot of fucked up shit. But you don't seem to see any that have Calamar in it, so from what you, and plus the pods themselves aren't in the same orientation as that singular pod that Calamar was in when you had that vision earlier.
Could I discern? Obviously, this is a chamber. Could I discern that there might be an antechamber that would have like a single like VIP kind of area and
Yeah,
where that might.
the pods have a similar feel, but those the ones that would essentially be in like the antechamber have almost a broader scope of the entity that's inside in question, and there's a lot more things attached and or in it that could possibly be used as torturing devices,
Yeah.
things of that nature. That probably
From where I'm at, looking around, could I discern possibly where that like VIP kind of antechamber would be located on the ship? Like which direction would I
okay.
instinctively
From
head?
what you can see, there is kind of like these small red lights uh, embedded into the sides of the wall and everything, and you distinctly remember there being like this purplish hue, and for a split second you can kind of see through maybe the openings in the pod or things of that nature, but behind wherever this is there seems to be that purplish trail of lights that you would have to go like deeper down into um, the ship to be able to see.
Okay. Thinking that this is the way to go, I'm going to point at my eyes and point at the lights to kind of guide everybody else to what I'm seeing.
And you all kind
But
of like draw back in and
still trying to sneak around.
okay. You all make your way down this pathway. The steps and everything aren't as squishy and slimy as the previous room. You enter into what appears to be a large opening. Another set of stairs. You make your way down, no problem. And now you're in this very long hall, kind of like leading back towards the front section of the ship, but wrapping around deeper into the ship altogether. And that hall has a bunch of different purplish hued lights lighting the path down the way. And at the very far focus, there's a singular door just at the end. Roughly 70 feet from where y'all are.
Starro looks back. Well, we're already this far. Just continues walking up to that door.
Dalray follows.
Bombast takes the rear.
Can I have you all make strength saving throws?
You could.
Ooh, a nat 20 for
18.
29.
I got a nat 20
Hey!
for
Nice.
18.
So, as you all are walking, you all see these small tendrils kind of like wisping at the side corners of this pathway. And as you're walking, you see a couple of them try and like latch towards you, and you're able to like dodge them. Make perception checks.
Five.
17.
19.
Adalray and Bumbast, with you two being at the end, you hear something approaching. And right now, y'all are about halfway in this hallway, dodging the tendrils as they're coming at you. As you turn around, you see this flock of like what appears to be like black orbs rounding the corner relatively quickly and coming straight down, funneling into where you all are.
Adalray immediately taps Dargo's shoulder.
Dargo, as you look back, you can see these ball-like things, objects coming towards you.
I'm just going to keep pressing and try to get to the other room.
Okay, all of you make
Faster.
acrobatics checks to try and...
Oh, I'm good at those.
Not
Natural
bad at
20
those.
for 29.
Fuck. 15.
19 plus 7.
Okay.
Don't ask me that.
You all are starting to run, kind of like full sprint towards this door. As you get close, Bombast, you kind of like get caught up a little bit, but Adari is able to grab your hand and like ease you forward with her, and you all make it into this door that kind of like opens and shutters close behind you. And you wait a second, and you don't hear anything. And you take like a deep breath of fresh air. The room that you're in is dark, much darker than any of the other areas that you've been into so far. But for you, Bombast, it almost seems kind of familiar. And there's a singular flight of stairs that kind of like usher their way up towards all of you standing there at the bottom of the base. And you see that familiar singular pod with Calamar kind of like rested inside, and there's all different types of partial machinery hookups and other like kind of anatomy like hookups connected into the tiefling as he like is sat there in a rested state, more or less. What would y'all like to do?
Alright, is going to go check out the pod he's in.
Same as Dargo.
Bet it's gonna hurt when we rip that all out.
Okay. You all approach this pod, and it is nothing like the other pods that you saw. There's a lot more mechanics and other things that keep this sort of container going. And as you're trying to look for a opening and things of that nature, you all watch as Calamar's eyes open up. And they're just this void, dark hues, no other pupils or anything of that nature, in place of eyes, where he looks at the three of you. And that's where we're going to end it.
God damn it.
Oh,
I knew it. I knew it.
The
I knew it.
time
Fucking
is now.
stacks.
But yeah, thank you everybody for stopping by for the chaos, the pure, unadulterated chaos. And welcome aboard, Bombast. Thanks for not becoming an illithid, because that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Yet.
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 Very, very true.
My brain is very delicious.
Oh my. He has one of those non-smooth brains. He got one of
I
those
love-
wrinkly bits.
I love Nordic. The way your character's just like, yeah, you're dumb. You seem smarter than that guy, though. Wow, he's not that dumb. Like, thanks.
Oh my goodness.
And the dollar is just there for the ride. Yep.
So,
Yeah, I haven't gauged a Dalray yet. But
she takes a little bit to get used to. Not much. I mean, pretty straightforward. But we're gonna rate FNH Paul. He's playing Destiny 2 currently. He should probably still be asleep, but
it's usually the case on
Here we
Saturdays.
and tune in next time as we figure out what's going to happen next. Also, our next show will probably be this Monday for Diademia Aftermath. Oddly enough, they're also on a different illithid ship, so we're just going to see how crazy things get.
Well, okay, like half of us are on an illithid ship. The other half is
Yeah, out.
who knows where.
Lollygagging. But yeah, that should be fun. So join us for that. And Yep, we will see you all next time as the rabbit hole continues to get bigger or more in. Yep, I'm just gonna stop talking. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hi.
I mean, I'm already at the stream ending screen, so.
Yeah.
Although you talk